I'm Dr. Tom Hilgers, the co-founder of the Pope Paul VI Institute for the Study of Human Reproduction in Omaha, Nebraska. I want to alert you to something that's really important to us, but also to others, and that's the canonization of Pope Paul VI, which is coming up on Sunday, October the 14th, 2018. This is a remarkable event, actually, because Pope Paul VI, of course, is our namesake, and the work that we do here at the Pope Paul VI Institute has been dedicated to his challenge to men of science and physicians and healthcare professionals, which he talked about and challenged really people in his encyclical letter to all men of goodwill called Humanae Vitae, or of human life. This was issued in 1968 and was met with an instant and organized dissent, which has pretty much rocked the church for the last 50 years. But when I got a copy of it, I was a fourth-year medical student, and I decided to read it, actually, and I was amazed by what it contained. So after medical school, I had to get some training in obstetrics and gynecology, which I did at the Mayo Graduate School of Medicine in Rochester, Minnesota. And then we got involved in a lot of activities, pro-life activities, things of that nature, but I got my first job at St. Louis University School of Medicine, and then I transferred up here to Creighton University School of Medicine. So the first 11 years I was in academic medicine. But on the day that Pope Paul VI died, which was August the 6th, 1978, my wife and I turned to each other and said that we should build the Pope Paul VI Institute for the Study of Human Reproduction, because that was in the pastoral directives that Pope Paul VI had written about in his encyclical letter. So we didn't know exactly how to do that, but by 1985 this building was open and we were sort of raring to go. But I need to tell you just a little bit about what's been accomplished. Our sort of overall major two accomplishments are the Creighton model for fertility care system and the new women's health science of naprotechnology, which stands for natural procreative technology. But in all of that, we've trained 3,000 teachers. We've trained educators, which there are now 22 accredited education programs, which are identical to what we do here all throughout the United States, and actually have gone to many different countries. In fact, we're on 5 continents, or 6 continents maybe even, at this point. So we've also trained a number of doctors. I think about 800 doctors have been through our program to learn medical naprotechnology. We started a fellowship program in 2007, which we've now trained and graduated 25 students from that. They're young obstetrician gynecologists who have a great desire to serve women and their pregnancies and helping them get pregnant in a way which is completely consistent with their pro-life values. And we have 3 of those doctors, young doctors, who are in our current program that just started in August. So it's been a remarkable event. In 2004, we published a 1,244-page medical textbook called The Medical and Surgical Practice of Naprotechnology, which talks about the medical, the perinatal, the surgical, and the educational aspects of naprotechnology. And it's it is now being practiced, actually, in some level at least, on at least 5 continents. I think 6 continents, actually, now. We've actually had patients come to the Pope Paul VI Institute from every state in the United States, and also multiple continents, as I had indicated earlier. So it's been a tremendously vital program and viable program as we've been able to be guided through it. When we started this program, of course, we didn't have any funds to do this with. We had to do it on our own for the most part. And so it's been a bit of a struggle, but we've been able to grow and continue, and now our building is so full that we actually have to develop a whole new facility, because it's it just won't last for many more years under our current circumstances. We're in the process of putting together a building plan that will allow us to at least go ahead now for another 30 years and go from there. We've also published a number of other books. The Napper Technology Revolution is a lay book, which kind of just talks about all of this in a language that lay people can understand. We published a book called Women Healed, which gives the personal experiences of a large number of women who've been through the programs here, written by those women, incidentally. We just published another book called Blinders, which was published by Beaufort Press in New York City, and it's just about ready to come out, and it will be available on Amazon.com. And along the way, we've also made many discoveries, like we've developed a procedure surgically where we can prevent post-operative surgical adhesions. It's called pelvioplasty. It's a form of plastic surgery of the pelvis. We've done studies on the Creighton model system to show that it's effective in avoiding pregnancy. We've also been able to adapt it now to its use in women with infertility, recurrent miscarriage, pelvic pain, endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, pelvic adhesive disease, all of these things. It's been a remarkable work, a remarkable accomplishment, all because we called it the Pope Paul VI Institute. Believe it or not, when we started this, we had fairly high-level people in this community who suggested that it was too Catholic of a name. But it's because of this name that people have come to us. Because in the world we live in today, abortion, contraception, sterilization, in vitro fertilization, which is a highly abortive technology all of its own, pretty much cover the services that reproductive age women get, whether they like it or not. And they don't want it. This is particularly true of in vitro fertilization and abortion. Contraception has taken its hold, and I'm not defending it in any way. We have a long way to go to be able to completely get away from that, but we do have 300 fertility care centers throughout the United States who are teaching the Creighton model system, so we're making inroads on that. And it'll take a little bit while longer, I think, but I think we're really doing good. We're really making good progress on that. So, but IVF and abortion are another thing, and it's not an appreciated service. You know, so we see a large number of women with infertility, and the sort of secret in all of this is that our success rates for achieving a pregnancy per woman are actually higher than they are with IVF. So we have a ways to go to educate people on all of that. But on October the 14th, the Pope Paul VI Institute will become the Saint Pope Paul VI Institute. And it's an honor that we really take seriously. I will tell you that when we started this in 1978, this whole idea of building this institute, the dissent was swirling around every place, and it still swirls around quite a bit. But I must tell you that having made that decision in the midst of all of that dissent at a time when nobody would think that Pope Paul VI would ever be canonized. It was an unspoken language. Nobody said that much, but for some reason in our own mind we thought that he would be, because the truth of Humanae Vitae is really extraordinary. And it's really special, and so we're particularly honored to be able to eventually be the St. Pope Paul VI Institute for the Study of Human Reproduction. And so that's our next goal, and it's coming quickly, so hopefully you'll hear more from us in the next few weeks. Thank you for listening. God bless you.